Good morning, YouTube viewers and subscribers. So those of you that watched my quick look at the Horline Profi 61RC engine will remember or recall that that engine was completely stuck and I was not able to turn it over at all during that video. So I was hoping that it was just going to be a matter of, my standard process where you just use oil and a lot of heat and magically it starts rotating over. But unfortunately, that is not what the case was with this particular engine. It appeared to me that it was run that one time in probably 1974, 75 or whenever, never run again, and that was sufficient time to actually have that piston and whatever the caster residue that was on there really weld itself to the inside of the sleeve. And I say weld itself because I really believe that it was the cast iron, the ring that kind of maybe got rusted to the sleeve. All I know is it was so damn tight, it took a lot of effort to get this thing apart. And unfortunately, like I said, I did have to completely disassemble the engine to do that. So since I've got this interesting designed engine apart, I thought I'd show you some of the pieces of it. Now here's the main body crankcase with the crankshaft installed. I've already repressed this crankshaft in. I cleaned everything up real thoroughly in the ultrasonic cleaner and washed it all in an alcohol bath, and I pressed this back in because I was really not sure I was going to make a video of this or not, but since it's such an interesting design, I thought I would. So this is the crankcase with crankshaft bearings. I didn't replace the bearings because they were really fine. Here's the sleeve. Pretty much just looks like your standard sleeve. The only thing that's odd about it is it's got two little cutouts here for it, and I'll get into why that is here. Here's the upper portion of the cylinder, and you can see the very unique construction there, and you can see that it's threaded. So this basically just threads on here. I really wanted to go and I'll probably go to the automotive store and get some anti-seize grease to put on there. But you screw this thing on here like this, and I'm not going to tighten it down completely, but you see that I've got it, what looks like it's kind of on there, but it's not. Well, that's where they give you this big wrench so that you could actually use that to take this thing apart. So I would have to, and I don't want to do it right now until I'm really ready, torque that thing over some more until this port lines up. And the reason that's important is because obviously this port needs to line up, but there's a set screw that goes through there and it goes into this hole, and once you've got this tightened down fully, it kind of locks that cylinder into place, I guess, so that it doesn't rotate. It doesn't really lock itself into place into another hole. It just kind of, there's a little mark here that it made from the initial time that when it was assembled. So that's going to be interesting to do that. So I do have a short clip of video just before I finish cleaning all this up that I'll throw on here now that shows how bad this piston looked when I took it out. But you can see right now it looks really good. The ring is free and it's a pinned ring. Let's see here. So the only other odd things about this is very much like a little Cox engine, the Cox TD engine, and this is like a phenolic or some kind of a hard plastic that just slides over this, and then this gets encapsulated and locked into place with this other little threaded collar. So you have to line up, make sure you got it lined up properly, and then torque it down. And of course there's also another section in this that allows you to tighten that up properly too. So this engine is just very unique in many ways. And then of course this was also very difficult to get off because this back cover was just really tight. And again, it's just another one of these screw-on type of things. And I think, like I said, I'm going to go get some anti-seize grease, I think, to put on these threads so that should it ever need to be taken apart again, it won't be a problem, hopefully. As you notice, you may have noticed that the little decal stickers, actually they weren't stickers, they were decals, they were little metal placards. They actually came off in the process of cleaning it. I've got them here, I saved them. They had some kind of strange white adhesive on there that was kind of sticky, but after going through the ultrasonic and coming off, it still felt tacky, but it wasn't tacky enough that it would hold those in place. So I've got some LA's Totally Awesome Cleaner sitting there on that residual adhesive, and I hope I can get that all cleaned off completely, wash it with alcohol and dry it down, and at some point when this is done being reassembled, I'll clean these up real good with alcohol, and then I'll just epoxy them back on to the engine so it looks just like it did before. But this has been kind of a quick show and tell of the unique construction of this engine, and I certainly hope that I can get it to the point where we can do some runs with it, because it's a very unique engine. I haven't seen videos of this particular engine on YouTube at all, and it'd be a really interesting piece to run. So that's all I've got for now.